Hello, welcome to the RV that my mother-in-law left behind in our garage and is my space to read and write and meditate, and it's just very delightfully retro here. But I will not continue to dwell on the silliness of this background. That is seriously throwing off the aesthetics. Because I generally just listen to videos, especially if they're long, and so when people are referencing things that I'm not looking at, I'm like, move on. So I actually took notes of what to talk about. I have bullet points that are disjointed, but that's life. It doesn't come wrapped up pretty and simply and in order. It's all just kind of blah. So buckle up if you would like to listen to me, someone who may have something in common with you. Maybe that thing in common is religious trauma. Oh man, I watched Shiny Happy People Part 2. I need to get more comfortable. See, Shiny Happy People Season 1 was IBLP, Shiny, Gothard, Duggars, what are those insufferable couple, and he's a big old baby, and he's obsessed with becoming a pickleball player, and he just like leaves his wife to do all of the parenting, and she's totally exhausted and buckling under their weight. Yeah, those people were in it. But this season 2, it was so much in my trauma. So I was the target audience of this, man. It was Ron Luce and Acquire the Fire, Teen Mania, and the pipeline from that to I remembered Acquire the Fire, the pitch for going on the short-term mission trip, and I wasn't able to do that, thank goodness. And then the people so there was like a big concert. They called it the Coachella for Christian teens. Huge deal. We went to Colorado for it back in like 2003 or 2004, and I actually have some pictures. I can take pictures of the pictures in one of my junk journals. But then it was a month or 2 months missions trip, and then from there they got people to go to do a year of being an intern to become the slave labor for putting on all this stuff. And really crazy stuff happened. Oh my gosh, those poor people. But I have such complex feelings about it all, and watching it and remembering all the manipulative preaching and the purity culture stuff, and the absolute feeling of God's presence, and singing together with thousands of people and feeling like if not being alone with the faith, and how I would be riding these waves of highs and lows and wondering why I didn't feel so close to God when I wasn't, in the midst of a huge thousands and thousands of people worship concert. Like, what was the matter with me, man? But one of the big thoughts that I had from this was that these people that were subjected to absolute torture to become an army, and the stuff that they went through was crazy. But it was all about obedience. It was all about just taking orders unwaveringly. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these people, I bet some of them went on to become ice. And all of it is just such a pit in my stomach. Because I'm from America. I live in Sweden. I'm removed from it except for what I see on the internet. But there's so much of my heart that still is there and cares, of course, and breaks to hear about families being torn apart. And I recently reached out to a family member and found out that on that side of the family, they're all MAGA. And I don't even know how many people in my Utah side of the family are MAGA, but I don't have a lot of contact with them to find out. A while back, one of my aunts posted this horrible meme that was just so, I believe that there's only two genders, and I believe la 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 la, and if you don't like it, you can unfriend me. And I did. Non-binary exists, man. There are more than two genders. There's two sexes. There's many genders. It's a different thing. Look it up. I just kind of don't really exist to my Utah family, and that's okay. But recently I had the feeling of I wish I could kind of know if there's how many family members I have out there that are on the right side of history. It feels so incredibly disappointing and sad and scary. Like, some of the people in my family are so nice and so loving until, like, the name Clinton was mentioned, you know? Then it was like a shift. Oh, hate that guy. And, like, one of my uncles had, like, carved incredibly offensive artworks about Obama. And for the people that weren't, like, finding their identity in their faith, in their Christianity, it's not like it doesn't make it okay, but, you know, I was taught to have less standards for people who don't know better or something. I don't know, maybe I'm not phrasing that well, but when it was the people who found their identity in Jesus who are just the most hateful and the most bigoted and the most homophobic and the most dark and clouded in conspiracy theory. And I remember hearing that there's a person in my family who believed that the Christians okay, good. My computer made a noise. That the Christians were gonna be hauled out of their houses and taken away. No, that's only for brown people. That's okay. I wish I knew where they stood, some of them, but I think I've put enough of how I feel out there on this channel and on my podcast channel that I don't get an answer. I don't get to know. And so I kind of have to assume that they're maggots, and that sucks. But what can you do? While we're here, I would like to formally say that I absolutely reject American nationalism. I reject any family members that are MAGA, that think that anything that Trump is doing is anywhere close to what Jesus would do. That think that it's okay for Israel to do genocide and to say, no, Israel, don't do genocide. To say that is anti-Semitic. Forget that poop. God has the worst fan club. Am I right? I know I'm not the first person to say it, but I'm saying it here. I wish that God would shout from a mountaintop, from the clouds, and say, I'm not with them. Trump sucks. What are you doing? Stop using my name in this. This is embarrassing, guys. Seriously, stop. I wish there was some quality control of the people that say we are followers of Jesus. One of I shared this lament with some friends in my weekly group chat that I do, and my friend Jared was like, well, you should do that. You should do the voice. You should shout down from a high point or whatever. And I liked the idea. I could think of some high points around VSP that would be fun to have some help, like someone holding my phone recording me to say that American nationalism is fascism, and God doesn't stand for this poop, and ICE sucks, and all the things. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be trans. Stop it. Just stop it. Get some help. Thanks, Michael Jordan. I brought the idea up to Morton, and he was like, I get why you would want to do that, but it's not really gonna mean much in Sweden. And I understand that. In Sweden, that would be a very weird thing to do. And it's not that I'm allergic to being weird, but it probably wouldn't really accomplish what I want it to accomplish, other than maybe scratching that itch of being a little bit creative with recording a video, which I haven't done in a while. But yeah, I have been feeling angry lately. Angry, like watching these videos of MAGA people defending Trump and saying why they voted for him, and just the cult that they are, and the inability to actually look at facts and look at how much of a raving liar he is, how much of a narcissistic, just terrible person he is, and just thinking like, he says it how it is, and he does what he says he's gonna do. No, he doesn't, man. But usually I've avoided political things because I know it makes me feel intense ways, and it does, like, what does it help for me to feel this? But I find myself still being drawn in, and I, just cheering when I find out about the people that are following ICE, doxing them, not letting them sleep at night, so that they're not able to do their job as well, or they have a terrible day, because I wish every member of ICE a terrible, terrible day. And just, those are the people that give me some hope, the people who stand up to evil. And so I've been feeling these waves of emotion, of the anger, of the, can you just listen? Can you just get out of this cult? To the people who are calling out the BS, and I just love them, and I realize, like, the feelings are important. It's okay to feel uncomfortable, angry, scared, frustrated, invigorated. These feelings are so good. When we hide from feelings because of their intensity or whatever, then we can kind of just get stuck into a rut of being numb. And I don't know. You gotta follow what you feel like you're capable of, you know? If you don't feel like you can handle politics, then you should protect your peace and your safety, and you should avoid it. But when you feel the pull into it, there's a reason to allow the feelings to be there. So if it negative or harder feeling starts to take over, you do have the power to ask yourself, what do you want to feel instead? Like, instead of feeling just angry, I want to feel hopeful. I want to feel like it's going to get better, and my voice matters. Like, making this video matters. One more person adding their voice to the fray to say, I reject this. I am not with them. I stand with my LGBTQ family and friends, and you are worth fighting for. It matters. It matters. It's gotta matter. So letting myself feel the feelings led me to action right now to record this video. I'm bouncing on the bed and shaking the computer. Because it doesn't stop, man. It's not stopping with outlawing gay people, outlawing LGBT, outlawing trans people. It's not like, oh, okay, we've got rid of all the trans people. It's gonna keep going. Like, it's gonna be, you're not female enough. You're not presenting female enough. You're not, like, you need to wear makeup. You need to shave your armpits and legs, or else you're gonna be fined for not being this enough. There's no stopping point but just conforming to this narrow patriarchal view of a world. Man, like, I would not go to America for basically anything right now. And I would not let my husband come. Not that he wants to. Not that any European in their right mind wants to go to America right now. Holy crap. But it's like, my husband is the right skin color, but have I tanned too much? I've spent a lot of time in the sun this summer at the beach. I might be too brown to go to America right now. But the fact that he's Swedish. If he went there right now, I would not be surprised if him getting deported to El Salvador because of my political postings on Facebook. I'm looking at my notes and like, well, it's the notes that I wrote down were all out of order. And everything I said was out of order, but at least I said the important things. And maybe it's healing for somebody to hear somebody else like them just rambling on about how hard it is right now. But listening to shiny happy people and Fundy Fridays. I love her. Jen, she's amazing. And King James, her husband. And the amazing work that they do. Like, I was just fuming listening to the video that she did recently about Michael Tate. DC Talks Newsboys. Absolute disgusting, sorry excuse for a man, groomer, abuser. Just want to see some consequences, man. Shaking the computer again. Just want to see some consequences. I'm not surprised about any figure of Christianity turning out to be a creep. I'm not surprised at all. Power corrupts, but they just say, well, we're all sinners. Don't be the first to cast a stone, blah-de-blue-de-blah. Blah. It's like freedom of speech. You can say what you want, but there's consequences. But not in that world. In that world, I'm a sinner. We're all sinners. God forgave me, so now you do too. And we just move on. And we just pretend this didn't happen. No more pretending things didn't happen. Dang it. Anyway, I've been recording for 21 minutes, so we'll see how long this ends up being, but I don't mind long videos, so I assume there's plenty of other people out there that don't mind them either. So thanks for listening to me go. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad that I was led to action through my feelings, but I didn't come and sit down here out of a place of, explosion. I've had a very calm morning, a very purposeful morning, and I've been letting these thoughts just kind of sit and kind of formulate in my heart, and I just came here out of like a sense of, I'm going to do something that matters. I'm going to put love and solidarity out there, and believe that it's going to go out to where it's meant to go out. So, from my soft, cozy blanket in this very old trailer in my garage, bye. Hugs. And I do sit downs here, but I also do fun little happy memories and poetry things. So you should check out one of those if you need a little palate cleanser. I can put one on the screen somewhere and you can enjoy that prettiness. Okay, bye. All right. I haven't done Nostrils of Death in a while. Is it still recording? Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Nostrils of Death.